You lift your bearded dragon up to your face. You lay it down on your chest. You start to gently stroke its back, and after a minute or two, its eyes slowly close, its body flattens out, and it falls asleep right there, on you. If you own a bearded dragon, you've almost certainly had this moment, and a small, quiet question has probably crossed your mind. Does it actually enjoy this? Does it feel anything when it's lying on me? Or is it just putting up with the big, warm creature that won't leave it alone? But the truth is far more interesting, and by the end of this video, you'll never look at this moment the same way again. Welcome to Reptile Mind, the channel where we break down the science and psychology of what your reptile is actually doing. Subscribe, and let's get into it. To understand why your dragon does this, you have to understand where it comes from. Your bearded dragon is descended from animals that live in the dry, harsh interior of Australia. It's a world of two extremes: blistering, punishing heat during the day and cold, exposed, dangerous nights. And out there, a bearded dragon's entire life revolves around one single problem: heat. Where to find it and how to hold on to it. Because here's the thing most people don't realize: a bearded dragon cannot make its own body heat. We can. Our bodies burn energy to stay warm from the inside. A dragon can't do that. Biologists call them ectotherms, which means every single degree of warmth in their body has to be borrowed from the outside world. A sun-warmed rock, a strip of morning light on the sand, the heated side of a burrow. A wild dragon spends a huge part of its day doing nothing but managing its temperature, moving in and out of the sun, pressing its belly to warm stone, chasing heat across the landscape. Now think about what your chest is. It's 98.6 degrees, all day, every day. It doesn't cool down when a cloud passes. It doesn't vanish when the sun sets. It never moves out of reach. To your bearded dragon, your chest isn't just comfortable. It is, quite literally, the most perfect heat source it has ever encountered. A warm rock that never goes cold. A basking spot that follows it around. A rock that breathes and rises and falls and has a slow, steady heartbeat underneath it. But heat alone doesn't explain the whole picture. Because here is the part that almost every owner overlooks. A bearded dragon in the wild does not simply fall asleep wherever it happens to be warm. For a small desert animal, sleep is the single most dangerous thing it can do. Think about what sleep actually is. When your dragon closes its eyes, it stops watching. It can no longer see the hawk circling overhead, or the goanna sliding through the dry grass, or the snake moving toward it. Sleep means switching off its alarm system completely. In the wild, that's a death sentence waiting to happen, unless the animal is absolutely certain it's safe. So wild dragons are extremely careful about when and where they sleep. They tuck themselves into burrows. They wedge into rock crevices. They hide somewhere enclosed, dark, and protected where nothing can sneak up on them. They only let their guard down when every instinct tells them it's secure. And that's what makes your chest so remarkable. Because when your dragon lies out in the open, on top of you, in your hands, in the middle of a room, and closes its eyes anyway, it is doing something that goes against millions of years of survival instinct. It's not just choosing warmth, it's choosing to be vulnerable. And it's choosing to be vulnerable with you. For most of human history, we believed reptiles were simple machines, cold, blank, instinct-driven animals with no inner life, incapable of anything resembling a bond. We now know that picture is just wrong. Research on bearded dragons has shown they're far more cognitively capable than anyone expected. They can recognize individual people, telling their owner apart from a stranger. They can learn by watching another dragon solve a problem, a type of social learning once thought impossible for reptiles. They respond differently to familiar voices and faces than to new ones. In other words, your dragon knows you. Not in the emotional, tail-wagging way a dog knows you. It's quieter and slower than that. But over the weeks and months you've spent together, your dragon's brain has been gathering data on you the entire time, and it has reached a conclusion. You are the large, warm presence that appears each day. You bring food. You bring heat. You move slowly, and you have never, not once, actually heard it. Bit by bit, your dragon has filed you into a single, powerful category. Not a threat. And for an animal whose ancestors survived precisely because they treated everything as a threat until proven otherwise, being sorted into not a threat is the highest status you can possibly earn. That category is the soil that trust grows in. Here's something worth thinking back on. Cast your mind to the very first days you brought your dragon home. The odds are it didn't want anything to do with you. It might have puffed out its beard, darkened it, run from your hand, or frozen completely stiff the moment you reached into the enclosure. A lot of new owners take this personally, or worry they've done something wrong. But that reaction wasn't your dragon disliking you. It was a small prey animal meeting an enormous, unfamiliar creature for the very first time and doing the only sensible thing its instincts allowed, assuming you might be a predator. In the wild, assuming the worst about a giant looming over you is exactly how a bearded dragon lives long enough to grow up. And then, gradually, something shifted. The frantic running slowed down. The flinching started to fade. One day, it sat calmly in your palm instead of trying to escape. Then maybe it started climbing up your arm, to your shoulder. And then, eventually, came the day it settled onto your chest, let its body go soft, and closed its eyes. None of that was an accident. It was a slow, invisible process happening the whole time. Every calm handling session, every quiet evening it spent resting on you, every single time you appeared and nothing bad happened afterward, your dragon was quietly revising its opinion of you, updating the file, lowering its guard one notch at a time. What you witnessed across those weeks was a wild animal, slowly, carefully, deciding that you were safe. You didn't just tame your bearded dragon. You earned its trust. Let's be honest about what this is and what it isn't, because honesty is more meaningful than a fairy tale. Your bearded dragon does not love you the way another person loves you. When it's lying on your chest, it isn't thinking warm thoughts about how much you mean to it. We shouldn't pretend otherwise. But here is what is completely true, and it matters far more than people give it credit for. Out of every surface in your entire home, every basking rock, every heated spot, every dark, secure hide you carefully built for it, your dragon chose you. An animal hardwired by millions of years of evolution to never, ever drop its guard, decided to close its eyes and fall asleep in the single most exposed, most vulnerable position it could be in. And it did that for one reason. Because somewhere in that ancient, cautious, careful brain, it has concluded that you are not a danger. You are warmth. You are safety. You are home. That is not a small thing. For an animal like this, a prey animal, a survivor, a creature built to trust nothing, that is just about the biggest thing it has to give. So the next time your bearded dragon climbs up, settles onto your chest, lets out a slow breath, and drifts off to sleep, you'll know exactly what you're looking at. you're not looking at a reptile tolerating you. You're looking at trust. The hard-won, slow-built, completely genuine trust of a wild desert animal that has decided, out of everything in the entire world, that the safest place to close its eyes is on you. And honestly, that's a beautiful thing. Thanks for watching Reptile Mind. If your dragon falls asleep on you, tell me its favorite spot down in the comments. I read every single one. Subscribe, and I'll see you next week when we uncover another secret of the reptile mind.